So मेरा स्क्रीन तो विजिबल है ना?
जी सर.
Okay, today what we are going to discuss is about the population density and population growth. Along with this, we have migration as well. Migration, I think we want to go in detail, so we can discuss that tomorrow. Today, we will discuss about the density and growth. Yesterday, we have discussed about the population distribution. उसके पहले था human race के बारे में and their distribution over the earth surface. So this is one of the most important criteria, that is population density and population growth rate, which determines the spatial aspect as well as the future aspect of population or the human growth at a particular place. So when we say about the population density, it's a spatial distribution of the people. Actually, this spatial distribution is not uniform everywhere. That's why if we take the population density of the Earth surface, it is almost only 15.3 square per square kilometer. उतना कम है. Even we know in Arunachal it is only 17. So इससे कम है if we take the population density of the Earth surface. But we are saying that population is one of the major problem. Population growth and population density are the two important problems that is facing now, and it will be an obstacle for the future growth as well. Why we say so is the population density or the population distribution is not uniform everywhere. It is concentrated at particular area which is suitable for the growth. That which are the favorable factors which influence the population distribution that we have studied yesterday, like climate hai, physiography hai, multiple demographical aspects hai, multiple things are there which influence the population to concentrate at a particular place. Here, the population on the Earth surface is not uniform. Somewhere it is highly populated, somewhere there is few population, somewhere it is moderately populated, and some areas we know there is no sign of population. This is the importance of population density, because population density is the total number of population of that particular area. Area, it can be taken as physical way, it can be taken as political way. Usually when we calculate the density, we use the political boundaries, like a state, like a district, like villages, taluk, तो ऐसा लेता है. But we can also go for the physical boundary, like Himalayan region is the population density of Himalayan region is high. To calculate that, we will take the population who are residing in the Himalayan region divided by total area of Himalayan region. Then we will get the output. If we want to take the population density of a state, we will calculate the total population of the state, which is being divided by total area of that particular state. Then we will get the output. So this shows how much population is distributed in this specific area. How concentrated this population is. So ज़्यादा population होने से ज़्यादा problem हो जाएगा. कम population होने से भी there is problem. Population is considered as one of the resource, so it should be optimal always. For proper growth of a place, the population should be optimum. It should not be less, it should not be more. For calculating that, this population density is a good measure. The number of individuals living within a space. And how it is being calculated? The number of individuals divided by the size of the, area. Size of the area. That is how we are calculating the population density. Let's look at the population density of the world. So, इसमें we can divide based on regions, based on continents. तो ऐसा divide कर सकता है. But everything shows the same output. If we take the major population density areas by continents, सबसे ज्यादा population density है एशिया में. Yesterday when we studied about the distribution, we said that 60% of the world's population is distributed in the Asian continent. Same way, when we take the population density also, Asia has the highest population density. It is almost 108 per square kilometer. So when we compare that with Indian population density, it is more than 350. We can say 380. Utna sa population hai. So it is comparatively very less. How it is possible? If you look at this picture, you can see there are many areas. There are many areas where the population density, these areas, where the population density is comparatively less. That's why. And the second population density comes for Europe. तो इसमें यूरोप में आएगा 5 to 10% of the population ही है, उतना कम है. But what matter is the area. If you take the area of Europe, it is only this much. इतना सा है Europe. This area is actually Europe. So इतना small continent है. So when the population is divided with this much of area, for getting high density, either the population should be high or the area should be low. दो होने से भी ये दो चीज होने से there will be high population density. Either the population should be very high or the area should be very small. In the case of Europe, here the population is comparatively moderate, उतना ज़्यादा नहीं, but the area is comparatively very less. That's why Europe comes in the second place. That is almost 101 square kilometer. Then the third one is Latin America. That is, if you look, the size is very less, because if you take these states, these countries, all these are bigger countries, and the population comes same, just like Europe. It is between 5 to 10% के बीच में ही आएगा population. Regarding the population, Latin America का population है, लेकिन the area is much bigger. So इतना सा area होगा, it is much bigger. Yes. हाँ बोलिए.
लैटिन अमेरिका क्यों बोलता है?
हेलो,
लैटिन अमेरिका क्यों बोलता है?
नहीं समझ में नहीं आया ना. हेलो, क्या बोला है आप? कौन पूछा था? ओके, लैटिन अमेरिका. लैटिन अमेरिका इसलिए बोलता है, वो रीजन में मैक्सिमम लैटिन लैंग्वेज ही बोलता है। Those area where the language is dominated with Latin. Okay. So this area, we have only 21 square kilometer. Sorry, 21 persons per square kilometer. ये कैसे हुआ? यहाँ एरिया ज्यादा है, which is being followed by Africa by 20. Africa, we know that the population distribution, when we say world contribution है almost 17%. तो 17% तक अफ्रीका में है, but the fact is that the size of African continent is comparatively higher. अभी लैटिन अमेरिका से ये तो और ज्यादा बड़ा है. That is how it is being distributed. अभी बाकी सब इसके नीचे 14%, 8%, so that's why I have not given this. बाकी remaining areas, if you take, it is comparatively very lesser. This is how the population is distributed on continental basis. This is the data of 2021 by World Bank का है, World Bank का data है, World Bank 2021 data है. So this is one of the latest data that we have. Now we can see the most densely populated regions of the world. Continent wise समझ में आया है कौन सी एरिया पे ज्यादा है, कौन सी कॉन्टिनेंट में ज्यादा है. Now regional wise देखने से, if you can look at this map, here you can see these areas where the colors are high, these areas high population concentration. तो इसी एरिया पे concentration ज्यादा है, इसी एरिया पे ज्यादा है, इसी एरिया पे ज्यादा है, and if you take इसी एरिया पे सबसे ज्यादा है, and some area here also. So these are the four regions. If you take, you can understand these are the four areas where the population density is very high. Let's see what are they. First one is East Asia. So this place, this is Asia and this is eastern part of Asia. This area is actually the highly populated area है Eastern Asia में. Consists of China, Japan, South Korea and Taiwan. इतना सा area comes under the highly densely populated regions. Maximum 400 के ऊपर होगा, इसी on average 400 के ऊपर होगा this area का population density. Then South Asia, comprising India or Indian subcontinent के जो भी countries हो, that comes under this South Asian region. Consists of India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Maldives and Nepal. So comprising this region. Then the northwestern Europe. तो नॉर्थ वेस्टर्न यूरोप बोलने से अटलांटिक, दिस इज एक्चुअली अटलांटिक ओशन है. जो अटलांटिक ओशन के सामने जो एरियाज आता है, मोस्टली दिस एरिया, दिस इज द एरिया नॉर्थ एंड इट इज इन वेस्टर्न साइड ऑफ यूरोप. सो दिस इज एक्चुअली, दिस इज द होल एरिया इज यूरोप एंड दिस एरिया हैविंग हाई population density. So third most popular area, most populated nahi, populated, mostly densely populated area is northwestern Europe. Consists of United Kingdom, France, Germany, Netherlands, Poland, Belgium, Luxembourg, Ireland. Then these three have इसके साथ Denmark है, Spain, Portugal and Italy. Italy, this one. So these are the areas in Europe, European country. If you look, you can understand East Asia, South Asia. Density, continent-wise, 108. So utna zyada hai. So if we take the region also, 2 of the regions comes in Asian continent. Then eastern part of North America. So this region. This is North America and इसका eastern region है ये. Northeastern United States and Southeastern Canada. तो ये Canada है, ये United States है. तो इसी region में we can see this is Canada and this is USA. So this region is the third largest densely populated region on the Earth's surface. Now we can see distribution of density based on latitude. So latitude means population density. For understanding that, we know where the most populated countries are coming and most mostly densely populated countries are coming. If you look at this, we can see. So this is equator. इसी region से ऐसा जाएगा, almost ऐसा जाएगा. After that, this is 23.5 degree ऐसे थोड़ा ऊपर है, तो ऐसे इसके ऊपर से ऐसे जाएगा. And this is the polar region, North Pole, and this is the South Pole. So if you look at this area, so this is equator, we can understand that northern hemisphere has maximum population density regions. Why? 90% of the population is in northern hemisphere. That when we studied about the distribution of population yesterday, we said that 90% of the population is in northern hemisphere and only remaining 10% lies in the southern hemisphere. So ये हो गया one of the distribution. तो ये भी कहाँ पे है? Near to equator and near to the Tropic of Cancer. ये जगह पे ज्यादा population distributed है. So if we say 75% of the world population is concentrated between Tropic of Cancer and 70 degree north. 70 degree north ऊपर में and Tropic of Cancer इसी एरिया पे you can see the distribution. यहाँ में क्या क्या आएगा? Can see चाइना आएगा, इंडिया आएगा, जो भी तो ईस्टर्न एशियन पार्ट आएगा और हमारा साउथ एशियन पार्ट भी बोला था, वो भी इसी एरिया के अंदर यहाँ है. तो इसी एरिया में मैक्सिमम पोर्शन आ जाएगा. So 75% of the world population is concentrating in these places. Especially there is a populated latitude circles near 25 degree and 26 degree latitudes. इसी एरिया पर है सबसे ज्यादा population distribution. So what we can understand that we know eastern region where the China and its adjacent countries lies. Along with that, South Asia, where maximum where India and its adjacent countries lies, comes under these areas where the maximum population density comes. Along with that, we have European area here, that also comes between 70 degree north and Tropic of Cancer, and the eastern part of North America. ये भी इसी एरिया पे आ जाएगा within this. So 70% of the population, we can directly say that it is concentrated on the northern hemisphere between Tropic of Cancer and 70 degree north latitude. So this is the population distribution, density distribution. Now we have discussed where in the Earth's surface or the world it is being distributed. Now coming to India. So on an average, we said that if we take world average, it is only 15, or we can say it as 16 persons per square kilometer. उतना सा कम है. And when we take Asia, it is 108 persons per square kilometer. So when we move to India, it is one of the densely populated region. The population density of India as per census of India, but because we can't rely on that data, that is the only primary data we are taking. That is for 10 years का है. Government का data है. So we can say there is an authority on this data. The population density of India, the census of India 2011 says that our population density is 382 persons per square kilometer. It was only 325 during 2001. That much of difference, almost. If you take 57 percent, 57% increase हुआ है. Now, the World Bank has a calculation. They have identified the population density of India for 2020 is 464. So see the population density, change in the population density. It is moving in such a tremendous way, such a increasing manner. Population density ज्यादा हो रहा है. इसका मतलब क्या है? Per square kilometer में there is in India it is 464 people how to stay. If we take the Asian average, only 108 people have to stay. And if we take the world average, it is only 16%. So that much of increase in the population density of India. Because we are the second largest country with population. And our area is almost 2 to 3% के बीच में है हमारा total region area. तो area कम है, population ज़्यादा हो गया. We are the 7th largest country, but second largest populated country. That is the difference. Again, we know the lowest populated state is our state, that is Arunachal Pradesh, with 17% per square kilometer. Okay, we are near to the world average, so we are safe. And the lowest populated district were Lahul and Spiti in Himachal Pradesh में है, where there is only 2 persons per square kilometer है, उतना कम है. So that is, we can't say it is a good sign, because there should be optimum population. Very less population is not acceptable. But we can leave this when we move to the national capital region of Delhi. That is our capital, Indian capital. That area has the highest population density in India. If you take it in per square kilometer, there is 11,297 persons. Indian average 382, I said. Comparing to the world average and Asian average, it is very high. But if you take the national capital region ka देखने से, it is tremendously, it is very high, more than imaginable condition. We will study what are the consequences of this population that we can discuss later on. So, उतना ज़्यादा होने से there are lot of problems, especially in the area where our administrative capital lies. Now we can go for regional wise population density कौन सी जगह पे है. सबसे ज़्यादा we said national capital territory में है. Let's see whether it comes. So on the basis of state level data, the population in India can be broadly divided into 3 zones. So this is purely based on the state level data. State level में कितना density है ये देखते हैं. First one is uh, 2020 का data is not from India. It is the data I have given it of World Bank. So we can rely on that, but you can't expect question like this. 2020 का population density of India ऐसा question कभी भी नहीं पूछेगा, क्योंकि for India, since we are depending really directly on census of India. So when somebody asks you, what is the population density of India? You want to say, as per 2011 data. We don't have the 2021 data. Because of Corona, it will come on 22 or 23 में ही आएगा. So we don't have the data right now. Okay. So based on the state level data, the entire country has been divided into 3 population density regions. First one is area of high density, where the population is more than 400 persons per square kilometer. This comprises of Kerala, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Delhi, Chandigarh, Pondicherry. Yes, sub regions आएगा this area. इसका 2 reasons है. There are 2 reasons for this high population density. One is due to fertile land, for there is ज़्यादा agriculture possible है. Indo-Gangetic region, if you take Delhi, Chandigarh region near the Punjab, Haryana, yes, the capital है. So उसी region and Delhi, we know that comes under Indo-Gangetic region है. So land is fertile, and second one is the amount of precipitation. इसी area पे बहुत ज़्यादा precipitation भी है. Other than this, the other factors that we have discussed yesterday, climate condition तो suitable होगा, physiography तो suitable होगा, soil condition ठीक होगा, slope condition ठीक होगा. Yes, सब birth चीज related है, vegetation तो अच्छा होगा. Because of all the socio-economic condition, government policy, ये सब देखे, इसलिए तो उसी area पे ज़्यादा अच्छा population concentration है. The second one is area of moderate density area. Here it comes the states and union territory between 100 to 400 persons per square kilometer. इसी में आने से we will say it as moderate densely populated regions. India में सबसे ज़्यादा area is covered by this region, area of moderate density, comprising of below you can see lot of states and union territories. Andhra Pradesh, Assam, Dadra Nagar Haveli, Goa, Gujarat, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Odisha, Rajasthan, Tripura, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Jammu Kashmir, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur, and Meghalaya. So lot of areas comes under this region. And the last one is area of low population density. The area where the population density is less than 100%. So automatically our state will come under this. Arunachal Pradesh have only 17 population persons per square kilometer. This will include Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram, Sikkim, and the Union Territory Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So इसी area पे है सबसे कम population density. The major reasons are physiography है, rough terrains होगा, low rainfall होगा, but we are lucky we have enough rainfall. और अनहेल्थी क्लाइमेट होगा and other infrastructure facility. All these are related to the above ones. Our challenging factor is, one is the terrain, hilly terrain hai. Second one, we have climatic influence also. कुछ time में it will go near to 0 or between 0 to 10 के सामने आएगा temperature. So agriculture is उतना ज्यादा अच्छा नहीं होगा इसी एरिया पे. There are many crops who can't survive in this low climate. ऐसा problems है. And if the terrain is irregular or rough, infrastructure, providing infrastructure facilities are also is very big problem. So in general, if we take, there are two structures, continuous structures of land where the population density is high. First one is northern plains from Punjab to West Bengal. Fertile land, plain area है, Indo-Gangetic plain region है इसलिए. So it is suitable for almost all things. Then the coastal plains from Orissa coast in east to Konkan coast in the west. तो पूरा so Orissa coast से Konkan coast तक ऐसे आएगा. ये जो region है coastal area. So if you look, the area which is plain has the maximum population density. That's it. I have given the details of the state which comes first in population density and least in population density. So इसमें if you look, अरुणाचल प्रदेश state सबसे कम है, अंडमान एंड निकोबार में सबसे कम population density है. This is union territory. So lowest union territory Andaman and Nicobar and lowest state Arunachal Pradesh. And इसमें Delhi अलग है, 11,000 capital region है. Other than this, Chandigarh, it is a union territory. And if you look, you can see Bihar comes first in population density. सबसे ज्यादा state में आएगा Bihar. Union territory में you can either go for, if it is Delhi is given, you can go for Delhi. Other than that, if Chandigarh is there, you can go for Chandigarh. So this is how the population density is being distributed throughout the world and in India. Now we can look the population growth. Just like population density, population growth is also an important factor which influence the growth of a place. So what is this population growth stand for? Population growth is the increase in the number of people in a population or an area. Number of people in a population, वो बोल सकता है. नहीं है तो we can say, or if a particular area में increase in the number of population, वही है. 1 minute. So that is population growth, increase in the number of people. There will be 2 time span, 1 year, 10 years, 50 years, 100 years, ये सब आएगा. So there is a time period देगा. इन 2 time period के अंदर जितना population में change हुआ है, पहले उसी area पे, एक area पे, in 2001 it was 100 population, and in 2011 it is 200 population. So there is the population growth double हो गया. That is population growth. अभी एक area में 100 है 2001 में and 2011 में आया है, तो ये 100 से कम होकर 50 आया है. फिर भी we will say it as again this is population growth. Population growth कम हो गया है. एक में ज्यादा हो गया, दूसरे में कम हो गया. Both this sense, we will consider this as population growth. It may be negative growth, it may be positive growth. So what are the factors which influence this growth? एक जगह पे we know the population is a dynamic thing, dynamic है. There will be always variation. आज का population कल उतना उससे ज्यादा होगा, नहीं तो कम होगा, that is for sure. So there is always a dynamic movement in population. ये कैसे होगा? So what are the factors which influence population growth? One is fertility, that is the birth rate. Then the mortality, the death rate. And another important factor is the migration. If there is no one coming or going out from a particular area, we can remove this migration. If the population is high, I am saying the population growth has increased. So why इसका मतलब क्या है? Either the fertility rate has increased or the mortality rate has decreased. ये होने से there will be increase in population. If I am saying the population is decreasing, इसका मतलब क्या है? Fertility rate कम हो गया है and mortality rate कम high. Other than this, mortality rate stable है, कुछ change नहीं है, लेकिन fertility rate कम हो गया. Then also there is negative growth. If we take only fertility and mortality, that is called natural growth. That is called natural growth. If we take migration, then we will say it as population growth rate. Direct. All these three factors. Migration कहाँ पे ज़्यादा होगा? Where there is development or there is some problems. Negative, positive growth होने से नहीं तो negative issue, कुछ issue होने से there will be always migration. So migration is one of the important factor which controls the population of a particular place. तो अभी fertility and mortality वो दोनों देखने से ज्यादा culturally changes birth कम होगा, cultural amalgamation नहीं होगा, there is no mingling. So migration में ऐसा issues आता है ज्यादा. But for development, this migration is required. For economic transaction, ये सब चीज के लिए migration is relevant. So we can, that's why we are discussing tomorrow as a पूरा class migration के बारे में we will discuss. So when coming back to the population growth rate, the population growth rate has increased. कल भी हम बोला है, within it took almost 2 million years to become 1 billion population. But it took only 200 years to become 8 billion population. तो परसों क्या था? It's a population day था, 11th July. You consider that as population day. So that much of relevance that we are giving to the population. Why? In 1800, it was only 1 billion tha. But within these 200 years, it has come to 8 billion. Almost 8 times increase in the population. So population growth also is tremendously increased. But luckily, for the last 50 years, the population growth has declined from 2.2% to 1%. So world average 1% में almost आ गया है. If you take the average population growth of India, that is also near to 1%. World average and Indian average almost same, 1%. Remain this Remember this. So if you look at this population, 10,000 BC, 8,600, 400, 200, तो इसी में almost सिरा है, इतना कम है इधर तक. Then the population started rising when it comes to AD. Now it is almost 2000 cross करके जा रहा है. तो if you look at this point, इतना तक ठीक था, इतना तक ठीक था. Almost 200 और 1800 तक ठीक था. Then from there, it was steadily increasing. One of the major reason, industrial revolution. There is growth in, there is change in the technology. My death rate कम करके बर्थ रेट को रिटेन करके बर्थ रेट बहुत ज्यादा हो गया, डेथ रेट कम हो गया इसी स्टेट में. That is what happened. When we move to 90s, if you look during 1959, that is almost 60 years ago, 70 years ago, 60, 40, 20. So 60 years ago, it was only 3 billion population tha. But within this 60 years, it has increased to 8 billion. 8 billion तक आया है. 5 billion increase within 60 years. That is how the population growth affecting the world population. Now we can see the regional growth. कौन सी एरिया पे सबसे ज्यादा population growth है? सबसे ज्यादा growth is for Africa. Second largest population distribution is in Africa. Density में third है अफ्रीका को, sorry fourth है अफ्रीका को. But if you take the population change during 2020, this is also World Bank data है, it is almost 2.49% है. If you take the countries of Africa, many of the countries has population growth rate more than 3%, उतना ज्यादा है. Coming back, if you look at this data, Europe has only 0.06% growth rate. Latin America and Caribbean region, it is 0.9%. Asia 0.86%. Oceania, where the population is very less, population density is also very less. So the area is also small है. तो population में थोड़ा change होने से भी there is, it shows a bigger change in the population growth rate. That is why Oceania comes second place में है 1.31%. Then North America, it is 0.62% है. तो danger situation अभी सबसे ज्यादा अफ्रीका को है. We can leave this area. Second one is these Latin American countries and Asia. Latin America, especially Brazil, the developing, जैसे India जैसा developing है. When we compare these countries, we usually compare India with Brazil and China. China का ये दो स्टेट के साथ सबसे ज्यादा we are comparing. So almost these states population growth is in certain risky area में है. The highest population growth rate is seen in Syrian Arab Republic. That is in Africa actually. इसी area पे है highest population. That is almost 4.4% in 2021. ये भी World Bank का data होगा. So it is almost 4% के ऊपर है. Other than this, among the top 10 fastest growing countries में 9 are in Africa and 1 in Asia. So that's why I said सबसे problem Africa में है. We know मीन का सोमालिया ऐसा बर्थ कंट्रीज है where people are struggling for food and water. There we can see maximum population growth. So Africa is struggling as out of 10, 9 fastest growing population growing state countries Africa में है, and one in Asia. 7 countries within this 7 countries has population growth rate over 3% के ऊपर ही है. That is how it is being distributed. And if you come to the lowest population, it is in Wallis and Futuna Islands में है सबसे lowest population. If you look at this, you can see Syrian Arab Republic, Niger, इक्वेटोरियल गिनिया, ये सब आएगा अफ्रीका में ही आएगा. 2021 है, लास्ट 5 ईयर में सीरियन अरब रिपब्लिक का कम है, बट लेटेस्ट में लेने से इसी एरिया पे ज्यादा है. बट इफ यू लुक एट द अदर टू, नाइगर 3.82 है, गिनिया में 3.34 है, लेकिन 5 इयर्स में 20.89 एंड 19.31% उतना ज्यादा है इसका. Coming back to our country, it is almost 0.97. That's why I said Indian population growth rate is almost 1% है. For the last 5 years, that is between 2016 to 2021, it is 5.20%. that add करेगा 1 ऐसा एक साल का, सेकंड साल का, 3 साल का, ऐसा ऐड करके they are giving this data. And the lowest one is Wallis and Futuna Island in Oceania है, that is -1, minus negative में गया है, and for the 5 years it is -8.30% है, तो सबसे कम है. तो what happened? Earlier उसी एरिया पे 100 पॉपुलेशन होने से अभी ये कम होकर 90, 80 ऐसा कम होके जा रहा है. So that is also a negative impact as well. So every country need a particular population. अभी हम लोग बोल रहा होगा यहाँ से बहुत लोग इंडिया से माइग्रेट होकर कनाडा में जाए, बिकॉज द कनाडा वीजास आर इजिली अवेलेबल. नहीं तो ऑस्ट्रेलिया में जा रहा है, जर्मनी में अभी जा रहा है. व्हाई इट इज सो? बिकॉज कनाडा में, जर्मनी, ये सब कंट्री में देयर इज नेगेटिव ग्रोथ है. सो दे वांट टू कीप एन ऑप्टिमम पॉपुलेशन देयर फॉर देयर सर्वाइवल. दैट्स व्हाई they are giving this kind of liberal visa policies they have. After Wallis and Futuna, the Lithuania in Europe has the lowest population growth rate in 2021. So this is the data regarding the world. Now we can move to the population growth rate in India. तो इंडिया का सब ऐसा है, कौन सी एरिया पे ज्यादा है, कौन सी एरिया पे कम है, कौन सी स्टेट में ज्यादा है, कौन सी, वो वी हैव ऑलरेडी डिस्कस रिगार्डिंग द डेंसिटी का बारे में बोला है. सो इंडिया as per 2011, the population decadal growth is almost 17.7%. तो ये 17% कैसे आया है? This is not for 1 year, actually. This is between 2001 to 2011 का. So 10 years का data है, that is 17 point. So we can say, if what is the population growth rate of India, we want to say it is 17.7%. We can go for 1% as the data which is being more reliable is our census data. So question में भी ऐसे ही आएगा. Remaining I will come. Mission, परिवार, विकास, ये सब क्या है, that I will discuss. Before that we can see the states decadal growth 2001 2011 का है, because we can't go to some other data. This is census data report है. So if you look here, population growth rate अंडमान निकोबार, आंध्र प्रदेश, ये सब जगह पे कितना कितना है. Okay, there I have done a mistake here. If you look, this one. So बिहार में है 25.4% का population growth rate. Coming to Arunachal Pradesh, it is below 26% है, बहुत ज्यादा है. क्योंकि हमारा पॉपुलेशन ऑलमोस्ट कम है, तो जितना भी बढ़ेगा, इफ द पॉपुलेशन जस्ट लाइक आई सेड ओशियाना का तो उतना ज्यादा बात नहीं है बोलने से. अभी इफ यू से इट इज 26% एंड आवर पॉपुलेशन वाज 13 लाख था, वो सॉरी 13 था पॉपुलेशन डेंसिटी, दैट इज मूव टू 17, तो उतना 4% का ज्यादा हुआ. तो it is coming to lakh when we say when it's moved to the lakhs, तो इतना है 14 lakh है बोलने से. So 26% comes for this 14 lakh. But if it is for Kerala, if we take this as Kerala का है बोलने से, इसका अभी 10% है बोलने से भी, the Kerala's population is 3.18 crores है. इसके साथ we want to multiply this 10 by 100. इतना यहाँ क्या है 14 लाख के साथ this will be multiplied. So 14 lakh means 0.14 है into 26. तो population उतना ज्यादा नहीं होगा, लेकिन growth rate ज्यादा होगा for the state which is having less population. If you look at the population growth rate, India का during 1960s it was 2% था growth rate. Again it has moved, grow high and high. If you take, this is the highest level where that is during 1980s में, और 80s के साथ इसी एरिया पे बहुत ज्यादा population था. After that there is continuous decrease in the population. Steadily our population is decrease. Population growth is population, not population. Population growth is decreasing. ये गलत है. I will correct it and give you back. तो इसके साथ you want to understand there are certain, हमारा population growth अभी 1% and 0.97% है annual growth rate that we are accepting, but still we are the second populated country, and our population density as per World Bank 2020 data, it is almost 450 के ऊपर है. So we, for reducing this population growth, we are following certain policies. आप लोग सुना होगा two child policies. तो कुछ स्टेट में ये तो अडॉप्ट किया है, लेकिन पूरा इंडिया में नहीं है. बट द पार्लियामेंट इज डिस्कसिंग द बिल फॉर 2 child policies. उसका अपना अच्छा चीज भी होगा, बुरा चीज भी होगा, दैट वी डोंट वांट टू डिस्कस राइट नाउ. बट देयर आर सर्टेन पॉलिसीज दैट वी हैव ऑलरेडी अडॉप्टेड. वन इज मिशन परिवार विकास. 10th November 2016 में suitably increased to assess the contraceptive measures ज्यादा easily मिलने के लिए and for family planning के लिए. This is for 146 high fertility, तो जहां पे ज्यादा बर्थ रेट हो रहा है उसी डिस्ट्रिक्ट पे, consisting of almost 7 highly focused स्टेट का. इसी एरिया पे इतना ये कॉन्ट्रासेप्टिव मेजर्स एंड फैमिली प्लानिंग के लिए एक पॉलिसी बन चुका है, दैट इज मिशन परिवार विकास. सेकंड वन, observation of World Population Day. World Population Day 11 July, that I have already told. So we will remember a day for population. तो population का importance, उसका ज्यादा होने से क्या प्रॉब्लम है, कम होने से. yesterday also I have a talk in Kerala. So उसी time we are discussing the impact of population growth rate, influence of population growth rate, the regarding the space concept तो बहुत चीज इसके ऊपर we had a discussion. तो इसके कारण there is an awareness, people के सामने एक तो awareness, साथ में एक awareness मिलेगा, ये तो अच्छा चीज है, बुरा चीज है, अभी हमारा कंडीशन क्या है, ज्यादा करने से क्या फायदा है, क्या प्रॉब्लम आएगा, ये सब there will be an education. Then national family planning indemnity scheme, under which clients are insured in even now unexpected death or complication or failure of sterilization के समय टाइम में या ऐसा कुछ होने से there should be insurance. So these are some of the policies. Again, government is planning many things, mainly educating people for reducing the population growth rate. So this is the condition in India. Now, final one is impact of population growth rate. So major impacts are increasing the extraction of resources from the environment. So ये बोलने से सब हो गया. Whether it is water, whether it is mineral, whether it is forest, whatever it is. If the number of population is increasing, the demand for the resource also be increased. That for sure. तो ज्यादा resource का need होने से ज्यादा extraction and exploitation. That is one of the major impact of population growth. Then we need energy. We need to produce energy for electricity, for running machines, for running industries. ये सब चलाने के लिए we need energy. So mostly we are depending on fuels. In India, we are depending mostly on coal. When we studied about the coal resource in India, Gondwana coal system, ये सब पढ़ा है. तो उसी time we said one of the most important use of coal is to produce energy. So energy resource के लिए we will use this fossil fuels. If we use fossil fuels, इसका मतलब क्या है? Resource depletion एक side में, because this is non-renewable resource है. Other than this, pollution, air pollution, sound pollution. So all these things comes automatically. Then increasing the demand of fresh water for drinking, fresh water for agriculture, fresh water for domestic purpose. तो ये सब हमारे लिए चाहिए. So we will extract it, over exploitation of fresh water. Then increasing ecological impact on environment. So that relates with mainly pollution. Pollution say we will destroy the environment. Again, deforestation. We need space. We need to cultivate. We need to construct homes. ये सब करने के लिए we will remove forest करेगा. अभी sand निकाल देगा rivers से, पत्थर निकाल देगा mountain से. We will exploit it. We will destroy the ecological balance. Again, the transmission of disease. इसके बारे में हम ज्यादा बोलने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. We know how the corona has been affected the whole world. Now, and final, not final, but another important one is the urbanization. तो रूरल एरिया से अर्बन में मैक्सिमम शिफ्ट होगा mainly after the industrial revolution के बाद. एग्रीकल्चर से मूव होकर we had moved to some urban areas because it gives more employment opportunity, better living condition. ये सब सोच के there is growth in the urban area. But urban area का क्या problem है? Mainly pollution है. Whatever comes inside this urban area automatically get polluted. Not for all urban area, but most of the urban area. The condition is same. If the water enters, river enters through the urban area, खत्म है. So if the air comes inside, खत्म है. वो भी खराब होगा. whatever the resource that moves inside the urban area, उसका हालत खराब ही होगा, because that much of population pressure is there. Another one is slum. बहुत ज्यादा slums create होगा उस एरिया पे, so living standard कम होगा, living condition कम होगा, human development index जो भी हो वो सब नीचे आ जाएगा because of this urbanization. And also the poverty. So ज़्यादा people, if they are concentrating in urban area, either they will be unemployed or they will be underemployed, and the result will be low wage, no wage, resulting in poverty. So these are the sum of the impact of the population growth. There are many that you can find out. So that's it for the day. There was a mistake in this slide. इसमें सबसे ज्यादा कौन सी है? Actually it is बिहार में population growth rate ज्यादा है. I will correct it and send it later on. इसी एरिया पे कुछ डाउट है?
No, sir.
ओके, ये स्लाइड हम बाद में सेंड करेगा. ओके, ये तो थोड़ा चेंज करना है, उसके बाद सेंड करेगा.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.